Working hard is really overrated. We've all been told that if we just work hard enough and be patient enough, finally life will reward us and we get that what we always wanted. What if that's exactly why so many smart and hardworking people stay stuck for years? Because I realized something really uncomfortable about myself and about success in general. I wasn't lazy, I wasn't unmotivated, I was passive. Everyone is too damn passive, including myself. I really feel like we're all stuck in that mindset of, waiting on a miracle. When somebody notices us, some business, some brand, it might be anything, not only about like your professional life, but in general, like about friends, like if you want to have bigger circle of friends and maybe even get noticed by opposite gender or whatever that is. We're all too damn passive, man. And I realized that only after I didn't have any other choice but to get rejected by so many people, because I really wanted to be a freelancer and I didn't want to be 9-to-5er anymore. I don't like to say it's difficult. If you want something enough, nothing's difficult, but still, it takes time. It takes time, but nothing's impossible. And we have this narrow path that we've been given. You should apply to jobs that are already put out there and stay in line where there are thousands of people waiting on the same opportunity as you. And you never know if you're going to get there or not. So our vision tends to be narrow because that's what we've been told, that this is how you get job, for example. This is how you get friends. There are certain things that are really deep in our subconscious minds that we really feel like these are facts and this is how it happens. But let me break it to you. You have a free will. How funny. Sometimes people think that free will is like choosing what you can have for dinner. But that's not it. You can actually use your free will in anything. First thing that I did that made me notice how narrow our vision is when we're trying to get somewhere is when I had to send thousands of applications to different people and like to job applications. And I was like, is this really I don't feel like this is the only way to get clients and to get noticed and to get a job. And I was really skeptical about this, but what I did next really changed my whole life. I think words are not enough to thank myself for this. I started to reach out to people who I really liked. Locally, for example, there were a lot of hotels and restaurants, cafes, and even personal brands, people, influencers that I really liked, and I decided to reach out to them. I was really skeptical. Let me tell you, I felt like I was making fool of myself. Like, who do you think you are? That's what my brain said. Who do you think you are that you really expect them to notice you and give you an answer and especially give you an opportunity? But something inside me, there was like little spark, this little whisper, and that is actually your intuition. The louder the thought is, you should know that it's your mind that is with you. That is what we need the most to start to hear this whisper, gut feeling, start differentiating the voice of the mind and voice of the intuition, because intuition and your gut will always take you to places your mind could never. That is why I think working hard is really overrated. Probably you've heard this sentence for like 1,000 times if you're in self-development, but let me say it again. We're human beings, not human doings. And we're all putting like so much work out there, like physically, mentally, psychologically. We're doing our best and we hustle in order to get opportunities we deserve. This little whisper in me that told me you need only one. If you would lend one of them, you can get all of them. And I was waiting for their response for a month and none of them even saw the message. And whoever saw email or message, most people who really saw the message, they were like really skeptical. Like basically I was offering like test reel for their social media. So they would see how, well I can story tell about their brand and how well I can show their brand, because I really see a lot of potential in a lot of businesses. And I really think their digital image could be on another level, because the business is really cool and really aesthetic in real life. So why wouldn't they do this the same way on the digital space, right? As a visual storyteller, I really feel like I can do that for so many brands, not only locally, but I think around the world. That is actually when I realized I have a free will. I was like, wait, why did I never do this before? Because what? You can send thousands and millions of emails and offers to so many people. There is no chance there won't be at least one person who won't notice you. And that's what happened. I got noticed by one of my favorite hotels in Georgia. And I couldn't believe when I got this ding, email back. I was shocked. I was like, so this whisper that was telling me something actually works? So I actually have a free will besides choosing my dinner? As people, we are programmed to be obedient. We are programmed to, go with familiar path, because our minds are wired to survive, not to be happy. And that is why everything that happens to you is not only produced by the choices you've made, because the choices you've made that felt like were like free will were really conditioned, because the belief system you have, subconscious programs you have, are really guiding the whole scenario. And I really don't want to be part of that anymore, because free will is freewheeling now. I've been getting craziest opportunities. Myself last year would not even believe if I told her where we are today. It's crazy. It's only because I said yes to that whisper and I said yes to my gut. I was like, okay, let's go. Okay, let's make fool of ourselves if it's what it takes to succeed. And it applies to every topic in your life. You could literally go up to a stranger and be like, hey, let's be friends. But this is not a norm. And that is why we are limited. Only limitation you have is your brain, the fear of rejection, all the programmings that you have subconsciously, because otherwise we can have anything we want, literally, okay? I don't think there is limits to what you could have. It's just your mind stopping you from getting that job, getting that opportunity, getting that guy, getting that friend, getting in that circle that you always wanted to be in. Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's all butterflies and flowers, okay? And hard work does not only mean to work physically hard and mentally hard in order to get somewhere. That is delayed work. I think that delays your success. What we all need to do is to be more uncomfortable. Yes, get rejected. So what? Just write down all the scenarios, the worst case scenarios that could happen if you would pitch yourself to a business, or if you would introduce yourself to a guy or a girl. What is the worst case scenario that could happen if you would do what you actually wanted to do? There is none. It's all made up in your head. It's all here. This is what keeps you where you are right now, keeps you stuck. At this pace, if I'm just gonna continue like this and shamelessly pitching myself to everyone and everything and being so open, I can only imagine where I could be in 5 years. And I suggest the same to you, because I've seen what happens when you go out of your comfort zone and try to think out of the box, how you could get that job, how you could get that opportunity, or anything else. So all that hard work that you're putting out there for others, what if you would do that and point it to you, working harder on your mindset? That is where the real hard work lies, not where you go out there and beg to be noticed by an HR, okay? Life is more than that. Life is so limitless, probably our minds can't even comprehend. So yeah, hard work basically in today's world is like being busy all the time. And it is illusion. Being busy creates an illusion that you have a life, But are you really where you want to be? Is this really what you want to be experiencing? If not, get up and try to find that whisper in you. The noise is so loud around us and inside our head that we cannot hear that whisper anymore. And it's so sad because that is what makes us superior beings on planet Earth. Do not believe that you're alone in this and you're doing everything on your own, and whatever you land, it's whatever opportunity you land, you did it on your own. No, if you really think all the opportunities and all the places you've gotten to was orchestrated by something stronger, higher intelligence than yourself. Because in logical ways, you couldn't get there. So every time you listen to that whisper and you find, first of all, finding that whisper is not easy. It requires clearing your mind first. For that, meditating is really nice, something that gets you in the present moment more than you're in the past and the future, because that is guarantee of anxiety. And that's why so many people are anxious today. We're all dealing with it in a different ways, but I still feel like connecting with yourself and connecting with the source and the higher power is what calms down that anxiety. Being in the present is the most powerful tool you own. So yeah, being busy can feel productive. I really believe that working hard is one of the biggest excuses people use to avoid changing their lives. So first and foremost is to understand how can you change your life like right now? And it is asking yourself, if you like where you are, if you don't like where you are, how could you find ways that would get you there besides whatever you're already doing? Because if you're exhausted, you get to tell yourself that, yeah, I'm doing everything I can. But sometimes you're working really hard in a life that you never actively chose. So I don't really think that life rewards people who work the hardest. I think life rewards people who stop waiting to be chosen and start choosing. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope that you will feel that shift in you and you will get out there and start doing things that are more uncomfortable and you start choosing. So yeah, thank you so much for being here and I will see you in the next one. Bye.